G'day, Petey from thumbpump.com here. Today we're going to look at fitting an ATV chain. We've got a selection of DID racing chains supplied to us by Faceta Accessories. First here we've got to have a look at a couple of different ones. We've got a DID 520NZ, which is a plain roller chain. Application for a plain roller chain is mostly for a closed circuit motocross type racing. They're a lightweight chain, they offer low rolling resistance, but they don't last for a long time. Next up, we've got the DID 520VX, which is a plain X-ring chain. So it's the roller chain, but with an X-ring component added in between the rollers. That chain will last a lot longer for most applications. But today we're going to fit an ATV X-ring chain, which is a heavier wall thickness than the standard chain, and should hopefully last the distance for the race the bike's about to go in. Okay, so when you're changing a chain, normally you'd change the sprockets too. We've got a new set of sprockets here for Chad McKay's DS450. We're going with a 1438 gearing, which with his tyre size for Fink is the optimum gearing for that kind of race. We'll also look at a couple of things we need. We've got a bit of stuff out of the SIG Chrome toolbox, a couple of sockets. On a Can-Am you need a 15 and a 16mm socket to do the rear sprocket, and a set of Allen keys, set of pliers, some circlip pliers for the front sprocket, and also a chain cutter and a couple of screwdrivers to help with a little bit of levering with the clips. We've also got some Loctite 243 to use on the sprocket bolts when we put it back together. So the first thing we're going to do is take the master link off the chain. It can be a little bit tricky, but just persist with it and you'll get it off. Okay, now that the master link's off, we're just going to use a chain breaker just to push the old master link out a little bit. They're just a bit stiff when they've been hot. Alright, so now that the chain's split, we can just pull the whole chain out. Okay, so the next step, we take off the rear sprocket. Okay, so we can just go straight ahead and put the new sprocket on. This 38 tooth that we're using is a steel sprocket. It's from the BRP race team in Canada. The aluminium sprockets that come on them are fine, but the steel sprocket's just going to last a little bit longer. So don't forget to put the Loctite on these bolts, they do tend to rattle loose. Okay, so next we're going to do the front sprocket, which just involves taking off these couple of bolts here. Okay, so now the cover's off, just remove the little circlip, holds the front sprocket in. And slide him straight off. We'll just give the shaft a quick clean off now that the sprocket's not there with a bit of CRC brake clean. So now we can just put the new front sprocket on. There's with a new clip. The front one's ready to go. Now we can start with the chain. So now we're just going to back off the chain adjustment. Run the new chain through. Okay, so now the chain's run through, we're just going to set the length for the chain. So this is why we've taken the tension off the chain adjuster. We're just going to look for the link where we're going to cut, and that's where we're going to join it, just there. Now we're going to put the chain cutter on. Just slots over the link like that. Start to do up the pin, which pushes it out. Okay, and then we just move it to the other pin on that link so that we get good even spread. Okay, and then it comes apart. It's easy as that. And we're ready to put the new link in. So we've got a new link here with new O-rings on it. Just put a bit of extra lube on these two. Slide it together. Two more new X-rings on this side. And a bit of lube. Grab off mate. And then your side plate. Now to push the side plate on far enough, just use a nut over one of the pins, a big pair of multi-grips. Just use it to pull the plate onto the pin and do it on both of them. Squeeze them down evenly till we've got enough of the pin exposed to get the clip into the groove. We get a brand new clip. Set him on there. The open end of the clip always faces away from the direction of the chain travel. So on this bike, the chain's travelling this way. Pliers on there, push the clip on, and it's done. So now our last couple of steps, we just need to adjust the chain. So just stick a screwdriver in here and roll the wheel back, pull back on the chain adjuster. The chain's at the right tension. Just drop the bolts. So, and the last thing to do is to put the front chain guide back on. We're going to put the case saver in first. Sits in there, and the plastic chain guard cover. A bit of wiring harness in there. A bit more Loctite on these bolts because they rattle out pretty easy. Okay, so now all we need to do is stick the wheel back on, we can go riding. So there you have it, that's changing a DID ATV X-ring chain on a Can-Am DS450X MX.